Hey, what's up, guys? It's Bunmi here. Whether you're seeing me on Facebook or whether you're seeing me on YouTube, don't forget to give me a like. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. But I always put my number on in the description. So if you want to reach out straight to me, feel free to do so. So I try to come into my team Facebook group almost on a daily basis just to connect with the team and say hello, let them know some of the things that are on my mind that could possibly be of value to you. So I hope this video I'm going to make today is of value. I was thinking about my getting started story in this business. I have a story, you have a story, everyone has a story of how they got started. So I want to share this story today, and hopefully it will inspire you and just kind of let you see we all are on this journey and we all can reach success. The video is only going to be less than 10 minutes long, so stay tuned. So let me tell you how I originally heard about this business. Well, number one, when I first heard about this business, it was called a different name. It was called O2 Worldwide, and it was named after the one and only product that we had, those amazing O2 drops. And I actually heard about it from a text message. A gentleman who I had been in business with like 10 years before, hint, hint, never throw away a phone number. A gentleman who I had been in business with 10 years before sent me a text message, and the text message had a lot of energy in it. That's another clue when you're sending text messages. And it was like, ooh, I'm so excited. Bunmi, you got to take a look at this thing about to launch off. You don't want to miss this. You got to hear about this product. So I'm like, okay, he seems real excited. Well, let me listen and see what it's about. So there was like a recorded call. I listened to the recorded message and it sounded pretty good. I let my mother hear it. You know, my mother's a networker as well. She was like, Bunmi, that sounds good, girl. We need to do this. So I got on a conference call, just made sense, and I signed up. So we started listening, hearing about these amazing O2 drops. So I was getting on these calls, hearing about this product, this stuff. We didn't even have the product in our hands yet. It was like, it's coming. We're going to be launching. This was December of 2015. So we were on these calls all January, and they said, hey, February, we're going to be launching. And they did. So we got the product. Well, for that whole month or so, until we got the product in our hands, we were listening to the call, and it was talking about oxygen, like how oxygen was a healer, and you could put it on topically and put it in your eyes, and it was safe enough for babies, and you could put it under your tongue, and it would do all these amazing, miraculous things. And it was like, wow, this product really does what they say it's going to do. This is going to be a winner. So actually, yeah, it was January 2016. We got in the product. And I remember my mother had a condition under her arm where it was so swollen, it was painful even to put her arm down against her body. Then her underarm turned colors. It turned red and black and cracked. And she went to a dermatologist to get a prescription. That never worked. She went to an internist, got a second opinion. He couldn't even figure out what it was. And so I remember being in the hotel with my parents, and well, there was a blizzard going on, so we had went to the hotel just to get snowed in there just for some fun, and we had the O2 bottle with us. And my father was like, Jerry, why don't you use the O2 drops on your underarm? I don't know why we hadn't thought of this. Hey, they say you can use it topically. So she put the drops on her underarms, and guys, within like less than 10 minutes, not 10 days, not 10 hours, less than 10 minutes, the pain that she had been in for weeks was gone. I remember she started going like this, up and down, like, oh my God, I can't believe the pain is gone. So she kept on using it. And within 4 days, her underarm looked like a normal healed up underarm. We couldn't believe it. So let me tell you what happened. When that happened, we were like, oh my gosh, these drops work. And so what we did, we got on the phone and we started calling everybody. Now, so this is my getting started story. Okay. So I'm getting into this part of now really of how we got started. So I told you how I was prospected by a gentleman, but now let me tell you, once I said yes, how I got started. We got started with a testimony. I had a testimony, and it didn't have to be my own. I didn't have one. I used my mother's. I started calling. That's right. I used the phone, right? Phone is still king. And I led with the product. So for years, I've been telling people it's easy to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Susie, have you heard about those amazing O2 drops? Oh, you haven't? Oh my gosh, girl. Look, let me tell you what these drops did for me. Let me tell you what I heard about these drops." And just send them some information. That is what I did. I didn't know about social media marketing. I may have posted something on Facebook, but it was all about the phone and telling the story. So I went back to people I had been in business with before, people I knew that had been in business, and I'm leading with the product. Hey, Charlene, girl, have you heard about those O2 drops yet? No, what's that? All right, same question to everybody. Oh my goodness, let me tell you. I would tell my mother's story real quick, and I said, this thing is so powerful. I decided to get into this business. It's only, I think at that time was $60. It's only $59.95 to get started. And let me tell you, I'm putting so many people in, and the way this thing works, everybody that I put in falls under the person that I had previously put in. So I'm telling you, if you go ahead and get yourself positioned now, the next person that I bring in is going to fall under you. So it's like either you can fall under them or they can fall under you. So if I were you, I would go ahead and get myself positioned. And then you can come back and order your product as soon as you got the money. If you got the money now, you can order the product now. But girl, get in place because I'm telling you, I'm building this thing. That's what I did every day. I mean, I was just on the phone, putting people in, putting people in. People were like, nobody had heard of that product. And I promise you, if you get on the phone now, 90% of the people that you talk to would not have heard of that product. Okay. So this is how I got started with the phone. And so let me tell you the result of this. People were impressed. They got on the call, they heard the information, they listened to the recording, they heard the testimony. It was less than $100 to get started. They got started. They started seeing, and some of you who are already in haven't been looking at your back office. Some of you have people underneath of you already. They started seeing as I was putting people in, as people were putting people in, they started seeing people fall underneath of them. And they got excited, right? But they also got excited about the product. And then other people started getting their own testimony. So I had a girlfriend, she had cystic breast. Within 2 days, the pain was gone, the swelling in her breast went down. People with sciatic nerve pain, 75% gone in 2 days. People had toothaches, put it on their tooth, toothache pain gone. I mean, all of these incredible testimonies from this one little bottle. Remember, that's all we had at that time was the O2 drops. Now we got the Thrive Organic Greens that alkalizes the body, helps with blood pressure and heart issues. We got the amazing weight loss coffee. We got the Dr. Miller's detox formula. We got, we got more now, but then it was one product that we rallied around. So that was at the end, like the end of January 2016. Within 4 months, because I started with the energy of the sharing of the product, getting people excited. I was at a six-figure income, basically 8,000 some dollars within 4 months of doing the business. But when I started, let me tell you what I wasn't. I wasn't scared. I wasn't timid. I wasn't unsure about my product. I knew, especially when you don't have a job and you have to create your income, you got to go hard. You got to go hard. You got to be aggressive. And I believed in this. So I'm picking up the phone. I'm calling everybody. It's only less than $100. I remember last week, those of you who were on my training call, I said that you got to like penetrate a person's spirit, especially when you're recruiting. You got to penetrate their spirit. And how did I do that? I had a vision for what I was doing. I was excited. I had come from a business that was $1,500 to sign up. And the product typically was not something for my market that my market got really excited about. But I still did well, still got the trips and all that. But it was such a harder build. So when O2 came along and I was looking for something else, it was perfect. Like the price point, a bottle that's less than $50, a business that's not $1,500 to sign up in, or less than or around $100 and get a couple of bottles, a product that spoke to my market of people in my community who had high blood pressure, diabetes, pain, eyesight problems, cancer, cell issues, those kind of things. So this was just right on for me. And so I knew that, man, I wanted to, it's like, do you all want to make money fast or you want to make it slow? I knew I wanted to make money fast because I had to. Like, I had to create an income. And I was excited. And I know when if you got to create some momentum and launch off quickly, right? So I'm working the phones. I'm sharing the vision. I'm transferring my excitement, my enthusiasm into these other people just to see, hey, have you heard about this? You got to listen to this. Check this out. Hey, get yourself positioned. Let's go. We'll build this thing. And so back then we were doing a lot of conference calls. We were doing conference calls. Some of you all remember like every night. So we had Thursday one time, then we started. Sometimes we would do a blitz and we would do like every night during the week, or sometimes we would do like 12 times during the day. But this is what I, not the company, I, as a leader who had a vision for what I was building, said, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. Because now we say more eyes, more money, because we're using the social media a lot more, like more eyes on the offer, making the offer have more people see you, more people are going to join. It was like more presentations, the more people that we inviting guests to hear about this thing. And guys, things just, I mean, that's how you got here today if you're already in. Because 4 years ago, we started with one product, the O2 drops, and it all started with my mother's testimony, a phone call, and then phone calls just sharing the story. So now, with that said, what is your getting started story? Just like I can say, somebody said, well, how did you get started? Oh man, I got a text from a guy from Chicago. His text sounded so exciting. I listened to the recording. I was impressed. And I said, man, this makes sense to me. I'm in. Got the first testimony from my mother, started sharing her testimony, and here we are. What is your story going to be? Like, who told you? What made you say yes? And how did you decide to launch off? I decided to pick up the phone, call people I know who had been in businesses before, and say, hey, have you heard about this amazing O2 drops? Maybe if you're recruiting, you'll say, hey, have you heard about that 3-step system about copy and pasting and get paid with that Drink2Shrink thing? I mean, what are you going to say? Or maybe you just say, hey, have you heard about what's going on with Drink2Shrink? How people are losing all this weight with Drink2Shrink and those fat blaster drops? And people say, hey, no, what's going on with that? Look, I got a video I want you to see. So you've got to figure out what your story is going to be, right? I knew when I looked at the numbers of this business, is like, I'm going to create 6-figure story, 6-figure income, and more. What do you want to create? And how are you creating it? What is going to be your story on your journey towards success? Now, remember, what is success? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. It means progressive, not all at one time. You're taking steps toward a worthy ideal, which is whatever you come up with. It could be an extra $500 a month, an extra $500 a day. You have to choose that part. But money doesn't just fall out of the sky. I created my story with action, with activity, with enthusiasm, with passion. So you got to have those things that create that magnetism that's going to draw other people to you. Maybe you just focus on the product. Maybe you're just focusing on Drink2Shrink and getting a lot of people the result of weight loss and feeling better and looking sexier and and being more fit, and you're that great person that rallies them towards their weight loss goal, right? And maybe you're creating a story that maybe it's health around that. Maybe your story is a health centered results in a person's body story. Or maybe you're money motivated and you're like, wait a minute, I'm a builder, I'm a recruiter. Man, all I need to know is this compensation. I need to see just real quick how this thing works, that the product works, that you get paid every week. Oh man, I can take that vision and I can put that vision into other people and have them to follow me. So you get to choose. It is your business. I just wanted you to hear my story and know that now, whatever is going on, you have a story. Sometimes people have a story of, you know what, I got introduced to this business and I did absolutely nothing and played around with this thing for 24 months. I didn't realize what I had my hands on. But then, and then it could be, but then we got this 3-step system. Copy, paste, and get paid. And I said, you know what? If I can't do this, I can't do nothing. I decided to get serious. I started applying these simple 3 steps, and everything changed for me. In 3 weeks, in 3 months, whatever your number is, I got to $100 a day. And then I said, you know what? If I can do this, other people can do this too. Let me start sharing this with some other people by sharing this 14-minute video and just putting eyes on this 14-minute video. And I just kept sharing the video with people, sharing the video. Now, y'all, I'm making up the story. I'm just saying maybe this is your story, right? My point is, you got to have a story. What is your story? Your story is whatever you're doing right now is your story. Do you like the story? Is it a story of success? Is it a story that will inspire people? Or are you right now like, you know what? I've been stewing and not doing. Let me start like really doing something so I can create this story that people will like get inspired by and say, hey girl, I'm with you. Oh, you winning. You got some vision. I want to hook up with a winner. Yeah, I want to be a part of that. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna end this video. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I've got a story. You got a story. You hold the pen. You get to write the script. Be a star in your own show. Be a star in this movie of life that you were in. Again, you hold the pen, write it, and make it a juicy, exciting story with you coming out as a winner, coming out on top. All right, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Have an awesome day. And remember, you are more powerful than you know. Bye-bye.